Live from Long Island, New York. This is Love, Death, and Taxes. We are straight up live today. You know what? I should probably take this post and put it on Facebook because, ladies and gents, Facebook has changed all their rules. And so sometimes we're not showing up there the same way we used to. But you can always find us on YouTube. You can always find us on LinkedIn as we're streaming there. You can always find us on Spotify and everywhere else by Monday because we'll post this up by there. But YouTube is your best bet. So if you are checking us out, you want to go to youtube.com/@ Love, Death, and Taxes, and that's where you find it. Today we're going to be talking about we're going to do something a little bit different. Ask Agnes in the vein of Dr. Ruth Westheimer, who had passed away just recently, right, Agnes?
Yes, yes. She's going to be dearly missed. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone who, I guess inspired a lot of the people who now come on TV and give advice. She showed up like the first time on Johnny Carson, like many, 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 many years ago, the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And so now that's a regular thing that people show up on TV and give their advice, but that wasn't before. I know that there was, what was it, Abby or something like that, that used to be
Dear
in the
Abby.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Exactly. In the newspaper, there was Dear Abby, but nobody did it live like that. You would just toss out the questions and ask her, and she'd answer. And guess what? Today, Agnes is going to be our Dr. Ruth, and we're going to get started in just 1 second. Okay, check this out, Agnes. We're going to go right into it, into our very first question from one of our
Yeah.
younger people from the uh, the uh, the mailbag. Yo, Agnes, I've been talking to this girl for a few months and things are going great, but lately she's been uh, let's see. See, oh, here it is. She's been ghosting me, and I'm confused. AF. Let's leave that out. Should I just move on, or is there a way to figure out what's going on without coming off as desperate? That's from Jake, so he's a guy. He, what do you think about that?
Okay. Well, Jake, it's the relationship will be successful only when two people are in it. You cannot
Yeah.
fight for something, or you cannot force anyone to like you or to be with you. If you really want to find out what is the problem, communication. Ask her if she can meet with you. Don't stalk her. Just ask if she can meet with you and explain. Most likely, she might refuse because she might not have enough courage to face you or let you know exactly what is the problem. But don't think that this is you. Okay, doesn't mean
Oh,
that there's something wrong with you. She's just not the right partner for you.
okay. Okay. You think that ghosting generally is a bad sign? Like it's just over, right? Not something you can deal with.
Someone is not interested. Nowadays, this is very popular, especially in New York. The double B, bigger, better.
Yeah.
If someone can get someone that is, let's say, um, 8, oh, I can get 8, so I can go for 10. If I'm going to get 10, then I can get a millionaire. There's especially with in young age, the satisfaction is not the expectations are not satisfied quite easily.
Yeah.
There's gaining more.
Right.
Like there is this joke about a women at the men's store, at the husband's store. They go into the first floor and they have a working class man, they have a job, they have benefits. Okay, well, they're not satisfied. They go into the second floor. They have good jobs, six figure salary, 401k, and they're not afraid of commitment.
Right.
Okay, well, what's on the next floor? They going, okay, nice salary, they love kids, they will be, good husbands and everything. What is on the next floor? Exit.
You want to keep going.
Okay, they want to keep going, do whatever they find. This is not
Right.
exactly, oh, well, if I can get this, then maybe I can get something better. And a lot of times people are disappointed because, and there's no turning back to the person
Mm,
that was in their life before.
yeah.
But all this saying, until you lose someone, you're not going to really appreciate it.
The climbing, man, the climbing, the
Yeah.
social climbing, the relationship climbing, so interesting. So you keep on going, but you might have been fine with what you had. And again, that's great, like practical advice that people don't want to hear. Everybody wants to be swept up in like a romantic, lovely, and I'm not saying that that's something you should strive for and hope that you have a great, it's just difficult. And
Right.
sometimes when you think you've got, sometimes the grass is greener. It appears to be greener on the other side, but the grass is greener what? Where you water it, right? That's really
If you have to fight that hard for the relationship to start, what's going to happen in a relationship when you have some problems? What
exactly.
kind of battles you're going to have to fight then?
Yeah. When it gets real
Beginning
tough.
should be, yeah, beginning should be nice and easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
How would you work out this problem? Like that problem's a simple problem. I think that's a simple problem. She ghosted you. Okay, she just saved you a bunch of trouble. All right. Because that's
absolutely. Move
the
on.
right person, right? But after you get past something like that, now you're gonna deal with something more difficult like this. Here what Emily says. Emily says, "Dear Agnes, my boyfriend and I have been dating for 2 years, and we recently started talking about our future. It turns out that he wants to move abroad for his career, but I can't imagine leaving my family and friends behind. How can we navigate this difference in our future goals without compromising our relationship?" This is from Emily.
Well, Emily,
Hmm.
what can you, when you're looking into your future, when you close your eyes and think about the future, who do you see beside you? Your family of or your boyfriend? Imagine life without any of them. What hurts more? A lack of his presence in
Hmm.
your life or lack of your family presence in your life? And that will
That's a
help
good
you
question.
make up the decision. Because
Yeah.
what's more beneficial? You have to look all the pros and cons. If this is just his fantasy, which is still important because no one should live with regrets. Because if he's not gonna go, he's gonna stay and stay for you, then that might turn into resentment, and that will cause big problems in a relationship. Maybe that job's going to offer a lot of benefits and a nice income, and your life will be so much better, and your family can
Right.
always come and visit, and you can come and
Okay.
visit your family. That could be a beautiful thing. So look what life has to offer. And it seriously, this is the easiest, for me. Close your eyes and think, what's going to happen, how that's going to make me feel. He's not going to be in my life. If that
Right.
squeezes your heart and bring tears in your eyes, you have your answer. Plus, if you're thinking about a long-term relationship, the hard reality is parents will be gone one day. Siblings will they go on with their lives. Okay. And who's going to be there for you?
Yeah. I guess. But there is that thing where, hey, we want to be with family, right? And I understand that, and it's easier too. But yeah, if someone has an amazing opportunity, and is going to go abroad, I mean, that's just something you would not want to stand in someone's way for something like that,
No.
because yeah, they will remember in 20,
It
30
will turn
years.
into resentment and ruin the relationship. That's
Right,
not advisable at all. Not
right,
don't put him in a situation where he has to choose. You
right.
have to make that decision for you and for him at this point.
Good, good, good. All right, one more. Agnes, I need some advice. I started a friends with benefits situation with my best friend, and now I'm catching feels. I'm not sure if they feel the same way, and I don't want to ruin our friendship. What should I do? And it says Sam. It says they, them. So I'm not sure if it's a girl or a guy. It doesn't matter.
Um, well, if this is not gonna go anywhere, your friendship will be ruined no matter what. I'm
So
sorry.
you're saying the friendship's already ruined. So go for it. Shoot your
There is
shot.
there is no going back when the feelings are involved,
Mhm.
just only from one side. Okay, you cannot continue this friendship. There will
Mhm.
be no friendship because it's gonna always hurt when you're gonna see that friend with somebody else.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be on the back of your head, like why that person and not me.
Okay.
Okay, so when you are friends and you are going to different, you changing zones, you go into friendship with benefits.
Yes.
Very rarely people can
Go back from that.
go
That's what you
back to
said.
it. No, that's just very, very rarely. If you're gonna be one of those rare couples, well, congratulations. But what should you do? Just talk, communication, talk. How do you feel? Well, listen, although I see that you might be afraid to ask that question because this way you will have to either end this and a relationship will be that friends with benefits will be done and over with because then you're not going to be able to continue because
Right.
you know that person doesn't reciprocate your feelings, or you're gonna be really that friendship. You say, oh, okay, so let's go back to friends. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like hell, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
very difficult to go back. That's what feelings
So
do to people's life.
so I hear you saying you're advising against friends with benefit situations. I mean, because that's what honestly, that's what that is to me, is someone testing out if they can have their cake and eat it too. But the truth is, you either make one or the other, or they're testing out to see whether or not it would actually work out. And so now you don't know, and now you feel like, oh, what do I do? What do I choose? What happens? But it's probably not. It's not the best idea. If you really, really value a friendship, don't start a separate, like go into that second gear or third gear, whatever it's going to be. Right? Doesn't make sense to me.
No, you can't. I mean, can you imagine you're being friends, you picking up the phone, it's like, can you believe this what happened? And it's like, do you really want to hear about the breakup of a person that you have feelings for? Are you going to be really able to advise that person properly? No.
I'm just saying it happens so often now because there's a name for it. The fact that there's a name for it, friends with benefits, means that it is happening a lot more. All right, so let's go into this. Here's one about trust and infidelity. Agnes, I've recently discovered that my girlfriend had an emotional affair with a coworker. Emotional affair with a coworker. She says it didn't mean anything and that she wants to work things out. But I'm struggling to trust her again. How can we rebuild trust in our relationship and move forward? This is from Maria. So, Maria's girlfriend has had an emotional affair with a coworker. You think it matters if it's um, a relationship, a same-sex relationship between two women, and then this person had an emotional affair versus when it's an emotional affair and it's two hetero? You know what I mean? Do you think it
No,
matters? No,
no,
probably doesn't, right?
no,
Because an
absolutely.
emotional affair is just emotional. You know, this is that work wife, work husband thing, isn't it? That's
I
what
was
it
about
is.
to say that. Yes, I was about to say that.
So what do you think?
It's
Can
it's
how can we rebuild trust in our relationship and move forward?
well, again, you have to find out the reason first why she turned into that coworker and she
Mhm.
was not able to turn into her partner.
Yeah,
What is missing in a relationship? The understanding, the emotional support. What is it?
yeah,
So you have to look into first. You have to look into your relationship. What is missing that that person, that your partner turned into a friend, and that from turning it, that emotional affair started.
right,
Okay,
right.
so there's something missing in a relationship. So it's not only trust. So there's something more. So time for sitting down and having honest talk, honest conversation.
You think
What
it couldn't just be greedy? Like there are people who are greedy, who just want to take things from other people because they're being offered. Women, you know that guy who is constantly offering you stuff at work is doing it because he's hoping against hope that you might one day say, "Oh, thank you so much for this thing," and then take you out for a
Ryan,
date. And I'm saying date. What do you think? You agree?
Ryan, if the woman is happy in her relationship,
Yes.
she can have 10 different friends and she will be able to remain in a friend zone, not going overboard. Okay. I have male friends,
Yes.
and there is no problem, and they know from the get-go that smile is just a smile, that pat in the back is only pat in the back, that honest talk is just honest talk. There is
Right.
nothing hidden behind it. They will know they will know there is no innuendos, there is no doors ajar for something else. If someone is hoping in the situation like this at work, I had one coworker who, just for the to satisfy his curiosity, asked me if we can have a little affair because he was wondering how that will be with me.
Right.
Well, no, we can't. I'm married, and we know that that's just that there's no room for that in my life. And that was
Yeah.
years
What?
ago,
Okay. I was just gonna ask you what year this was because
decades
uh,
ago, decades
this
ago.
is this is the kind of thing that people would talk about in the lunchroom. I recall in like the 1990s, right? And maybe some even people say, "Who would you f marry?" You know, kill in those relation situations, and you get those things all the time. But you're right. What I was saying is though, the person becomes your work husband by
No, there is no such
offering you.
thing.
I'm just saying, the person offers you things over and over and over, ladies. And if you're just accepting them, that is when that happens. Because now
What?
you're kind of
No,
beholden. Yeah, I'm
no,
just saying
no,
that that
no.
happens.
There
No,
is
you don't
no
believe that.
such thing. There is no
It
husband
happens.
and wife. Their titles, they have meaning. Their titles for your spouse. Okay, you have friends at work. You can have
Yes.
friendships at work.
Co-workers. Mhm.
Okay, I built several friendships with people that I used to work with that they last over
Absolutely.
2 decades.
Right. But no
Okay,
work husbands or work wives.
no, we
No.
have we have friendships that we can call, vent, talk, bitch, and moan and whatever.
Right.
Okay, and then okay, well, thank you for your time. I feel so much better now. Thank you for being here for me, and you moving on. Okay,
Right.
that's true friendships.
Right.
Okay, if there's no one there throwing in your face, oh, you said this or you said that, or going behind your back and talking about it. Okay, that's
Mm,
the true friendships. But there is no such thing. There's no building relationships like, oh, where you going, what you doing, let's do this together. You want to have lunch with someone, that's your coworker, go have lunch, no problem. You can talk about certain things, but like not to the point, oh, you are my work husband or you're my work wife.
Yeah,
No.
it's out, it gets out there, and that's the thing, that that emotional relationship that she's talking about is something that happens where you start getting to the point where either you or that person starts thinking about the other, moving to the next step in the relationship, and then it becomes an issue, right? So I mean, I'm
See,
just saying,
that's
how do you answering her question is basically like, how do I deal with that? What do I say?
well,
I
find out
don't know.
first why your partner had to turn for some
Right.
kind of emotional support to somebody else. This is a deep, deep problem.
Yeah.
Emotions are running our lives,
Yeah.
not physical contact. Our emotions are running our lives. So if someone is not able to, so there's not only that her girlfriend is having emotional affair,
Hmm.
she's obviously not being, doesn't feel understood, that someone else is providing that understanding, that freedom of emotions, that okay, talk to me. Because majority of times it's lack of time for talking and understanding. Okay, someone doesn't understand you, you look for somebody else to understand you, and that's how it starts. And
Right.
by the way, by giving someone the title husband or wife, okay, that is opening doors for problems.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's an invitation. That's an invitation
Absolutely.
for something deeper, which
Yeah.
there's no place with your coworker. That just doesn't have place. Friendships, yes. Hey, let's go out for a drink. How many times the whole office went out for a drink? I mean, you hear that, right? They're friends, they're joking, they're laughing, they're having fun, and after that, they're going back home to their spouses.
Right.
Okay, there are that's normal. That's normal. But not to say, oh, you are my work husband or you're my work wife. Oh, okay, honey, let's go. And from jokes, you inviting
You get
further
in trouble.
action, which is not appropriate. This is not welcomed.
Something else. Something else. All right. Let's go to this. Let's see. This will probably be our last one. Uh, hey, Agnes. My boyfriend is super active on social media, and it's starting to bug me. He's always liking and commenting on other girls' posts, and it's making me feel low key jealous and insecure. How do I bring this up without sounding clingy? And her name is Mia, she, her. So it's a girl, and that's her guy who is liking and commenting on other girls' posts. Hmm.
Well, are they just strangers or friends? Other
Yeah,
girls?
yeah, that's a good point. All right, so let's say he's let's start with what I know I do. I will sometimes like a post of someone who I don't know, who's just like a model or a famous person or something like that. If you're clicking on those and liking those,
Mhm.
is if that's bugging her, what's your advice about that?
Well, if they're just friends, then there's nothing to it. Just get to know the friends. Try to get introduced to those friends, and don't compare yourself to anybody. That's number one. If he's doing that for other girls, then he's looking for something else. If
It
he's just
is.
continuously looking at other girls, that's like a lot of times men will have a steak at home, but they will look for hamburger. That's what it is. It's like because they're not satisfied. They don't see there's a nice juicy steak here waiting for him. He will go for, dry hamburger somewhere else just because he can.
And it's quick and fast.
Yes, and cheap.
You don't have to.
And cheap.
It's cheap. You don't have to sit there with a steak and cook it, and make sure it's okay, check the temperature.
and you have to have
Season
the
it.
right sides with it. And
Yeah,
like, okay,
season
so
it exactly. It's
if
very
his
different.
interest is elsewhere, there is definitely his interest is elsewhere.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. All right, so now that that was for celebrities and whatever not. But what about people who, yeah, it's people who she knows, maybe her friends, maybe people in their friend group. He's liking their posts and whatever
So
not.
what's wrong
That's
with
a
that?
problem.
So what's wrong with
Yeah.
that? People that you know, you are
Okay.
interacting with others, you have active friendships. What's wrong
Mhm.
with doing that?
Okay. Okay. As
You
long as
just
it's nothing
simply
crazy.
you just simply continuing um guarding those friendships, continuing those friendships. So you liking you getting you being involved. A lot of friends of mine are in different countries, so how will they know that I'm still alive or I'm participating somehow in their lives? By commenting or saying
Right.
something or doing something like that. So that's simple.
Right.
There's no problem with that. If
Okay.
you know with young girls, comparing themselves to somebody else in those situations, it's an active problem, because you should not compare yourself to anybody. You should not feel insecure. Finding finding your own value, it's very important, because this way a lot of problems will go away. Know who you are, know your value, know your beauty, accept yourself. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, but it does work. Do whatever is necessary. Talk to yourself in the mirror every morning. You know, you sexy beast, you look very good today. Go for it. You know,
That's right.
do something, say something, give yourself some courage, because comparing yourself with anybody, no one. God made you the way you are. You're supposed to be the way you are, and you are special, and you are the best. And just be yourself. have Feel good about yourself. Have good
Yes.
attitude, be positive. That's what brings up the beauty. That's what brings up good vibes for a full day. Get up in the morning, say, God, thank you that I'm alive. Let's go. Let's have a good day. This day is going to bring so much positive things and positive vibes, and it's going to be a good day. Don't get up and, oh my God, another day. No, go on with a smile on your face. And if he is looking at other girls when he's got a good girl at home, that's his loss. Better find out earlier than later in a relationship.
It's true. Very true. Very true. I think the way you're ending this with all the positive affirmations here, I think Dr. Ruth Westheimer would just look down on it and be very very happy with how we're ending this show
I
today.
hope so.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening and you'd like to send in a suggestion for us to talk about, you can send that over to mailbag at love death and taxes via email. Please 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 like and subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel. The idea would be to see more people who are actually looking for this kind of advice, who would like to hang out with us every Friday. And so please, please, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends if you can. No judgments here, no judgments whatsoever. And if you are looking for tax resolution advice, you're going to go to nytaxresolutions.com. If you are looking for some sort of issue with your online marketing, you come to me at hyperlocalhero.com. But I definitely want to tell you guys, we are looking for more people to like and subscribe to the channel. Please, just a gentle reminder, please do so. We can find us on YouTube. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, because we are syndicated everywhere. This is Love, Death, and Taxes. Thank you so very much. Bye bye, Agnes. Good night. Have a nice evening. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye.